So let's rank all the films that I watched for the first time for the month of August 2024.
Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews.
So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and in this vid, I'm going to rank all the films I watched for the first time for August 2024. I've ranked 20 of them. Now, unfortunately, I had to exclude two of them that were factually kind of the same movie, but in bigger ways, and that was the director's cuts of the two Rebel Moon films. Because I couldn't find those on Letterboxd, it's the original cuts. But I'm going to tell you all about these films, and I will go quickly, so that way, so that way I don't waste much time. So if you're ready, let's get started with this ranking. Sit back, relax, and here we go. Coming in at number 20 is The Grudge 2 from 2006. This is a sequel to the 2004 film, which I finally got to revisit. We'll see where that winds up on the rewatches ranking. This is the sequel, and well, I am gonna say it was fine and all. I mean, not really that great though. I won't get into much of the details on this since I have yet to review that film and its predecessor. But it was okay. Just not quite as good as its predecessor though. Still pretty eerie though. Definitely. Next at number 19 is Hollow Man 2, also from 2006. Now, this is a direct to video sequel to the 2000 film with Kevin Bacon. Well, this film was okay. I just didn't think it was nearly as good as the original film, but I'm not sure if I'm going to review this. This film is alright, but just not as good as the first film. Sorry, but again, I'm going to make these talks about quick and just for ones that I have yet to talk about, alright? Yeah, but it was okay. Just wasn't good. Sorry to sound like a broken record, though. Next, at number 18 is The Watchers. Now, this I recently watched on Max. You can check out my mini review of that, along with another film, which is still to come. This was the film debut of M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, and I'm going to say she did fine in her directing and what have you, but this just wasn't that great, though. Rare seats something really more eerie and with more eeriness and what have you, like her dad did. You can hear my thoughts in the main reviews vid, okay? That's all I'll tell you about that, okay? Next up at number 17 is Tarot. Now, this is another recent eerie film. While I did appreciate having some scariness in my view, but again, it just wasn't that great though. But I felt like it was okay. It just could have used a little more bit of thrills and what have you. But it was pretty scary though, even for a PG-13 film. Check out my spoiler-free review if you haven't seen it yet. It did have an okay cast too. I was surprised to see Jacob Batalon from the recent Spider-Man films in this. That was really something. Next up at number 16 is Don't Open Till Christmas from 1984. Now, expect some Christmas films to be on here, but I know Christmas is a ways, and I didn't watch any the previous month to make it a Christmas in July. But ever since AMC Plus, well, was brought back to our prime by my fellow, well, family member, if you get the drift. This was a film that I tried to watch on YouTube last year, but they edited out the, well, you know. But I wasn't. I'm not talking about the gore and what have you, but I didn't really see much though. But anyway, this was a British horror film, and boy, it was kind of a little, yeah. But I did kind of like seeing the little musical number done by Carolyn Monroe, I believe it's her name. Yeah, that's her in that. doing a song called Warrior of Love. Yeah, definitely. This is one thing I liked about this film. Will I possibly be reviewing this December? Well, we'll see. Just stay tuned. We got a ways to go for that. But like I said, it was not bad. Not great though. Next at number 15 is Jackpot. Now this is Paul Feig's new film that's streaming on Prime Video, and well, it's fun in my view and does have a few killer bits in my view, but it does have some issues though. You can check out my spoiler-free review of it if you haven't seen it yet. But I do have to say that Aquafina and John Cena were definitely really good in their performance in this film, definitely. And next at number 14 is Immaculate from earlier this year. Now, this was kind of a strange film. Another one of those non-exploitation flicks. I will say that I loved Sydney Sweeney's performance in this, though. She was absolutely very good in this, just like I've seen her in the other films she's done before this. Yes, Madame Web included. But I will say it was pretty shocking and really had a real shocking ending. Well, it was factually shocking, but you can hear more of what I thought about this film in a me review vid that has this. Just look it up, okay? So Immaculate was a pretty frightful flick and all that jazz. And coming in at number 13 is Fatal Games or Olympic Nightmare from 1984. Now, I decided to give this a shot after seeing Dr. Wolfula's review on this. And what can I say? I really will say this had a real shocking twist in it, but it did have a little TNA and what have you that I could that I had anticipated. Well, plus a little more, a little, you know. I'm not going to get into that subject, but it did have some pretty good kills and what have you. Maybe I'll review this sometime down the road. But I was surprised to hear the main song, which was actually composed by Shuki Levy, you know, who worked with Haim Saban on numerous cartoons that dated back into the 80s and into now, including some of Saban's live action work like Power Rangers and stuff. Anyway, Fail Games. I feel like this is kind of an underrated gem and what have you, but I'll talk more about it when I review it, okay? Next film, please. Number 12 is Ride Along 2 from 2016. Well, I did have a little fun with this. This almost came on par with my liking for the first film, which we'll see where that winds up on the rewatches ranking, which will be coming up next. I am going to say that Ice Cube and Kevin Hart are still an absolute comic team in this buddy cop comedy sequel. Well, it didn't quite match up to its predecessor, but it still was pretty fun though in ways. But I'll talk more about it should I review this and its predecessor down the road. And next at number 11 is Dario Argento's Dark Glasses from 2022. Now, I originally intended on watching this, but unfortunately, I didn't have the subtitles fixed up for it. So I decided to try again this year since AMC Plus came back to us. I decided to give it another chance, and I forgot to again, but then I stopped to remember to fix it. And soon I watched the whole movie, almost all the whole movie with subtitles. So to see what was going on, well, to know what they were saying and all that jazz. So now I got to see a fairly good film from the man who gave us Suspiria, Deep Red, and all those other films. The lead actress in the film, yeah, really good. Asia Argento, of course, Dario Argento's daughter was in this as well. So anyway, I will say this was a pre-Fright Fest and what have you. Well, maybe not an actual Fright Fest, but pre-eerie though. Next at number 10 is Christmas, Bloody Christmas, from 2022. Like Dark Glasses, this film was also on Shudder. I forgot to point that out. They were on Shudder, and so is the next film that's coming up. I'll just give you a heads up. This was kind of a real crazy film and what have you. It was about this small town that's trying to avoid getting killed by where some of its residents are avoid trying to get killed by a robot Santa. Oh wow, this was really fun and what have you. It was just so crazy in some parts, but oh well, I still enjoyed it. Same with the next film. At number 9 is It's a Wonderful Knife from last year in 2023. This is another Shudder film, and this is about a gal who really gets caught up in a real twisted tale of It's a Wonderful Life, but only with a killer. I will say it's pretty good. It has its moments and what have you. It was good to see Justin Long in this film. It was really, really cool. I mean, just that this film does have some twists and turns, in my opinion, after seeing it. But overall, I thought It's a Wonderful Knife was pretty good. Maybe I'll review that in Christmas Blade Christmas this December. Well, we'll see. Stay tuned. Next at number 8 is A Quiet Place Day 1. I recently did a spoiler-free review of this the other day. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to check out. This is a prequel to the first two films. See how it started and how these here blind aliens who have a real acute sense to hearing loud noises can cause so much terror and destruction and what have you. I will say I liked the cast performances, and well, what else can I say? It wasn't too bad. I still like the other two films. This one kind of came close, though, definitely. Mm-hmm. And coming in at number 7 is Knox Goes Away. This is Michael Keaton's recent film, which he also co produced and directed. I'm going to say this was kind of a strange film, but it was pretty good in some parts. He does an exceptionally good job with this, especially with his direction. Its story's kind of mixed though, but still it was a fine little film. This is featured in a recent mini reviews vid I had done along with The Watchers, which you saw a little while ago. So check that video out. I can see it's already been doing pretty well, so good. Knox Goes Away, kind of a strange film, but still, it has its moments. But still, I liked it just because of Michael Keaton. Now, coming in at number 6 is The Union. Now, this is a brand new film on Netflix as Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry play a couple of old schoolmates who meet up for the first time in years. And, well, Barry's character gets Wahlberg fixed up by joining her and a group of other spies on a big mission and what have you. Check out my review of this film if you haven't seen it yet. This film's fun. It has its moments, but I actually did like it. For what it had to offer, I couldn't believe I'd see Halle Berry team up with Mark Wahlberg. Definitely really awesome. Now for the top 5, coming at number 5 is Late Night with the Devil. Now, this was produced last and done last year, but it got released here in the US earlier this year. I am going to say this film was really shocking, what have you. I included this in the May reviews vid, and I'm going to, which of course, Immaculate was included with it, and I'm going to say this was such an incredible experience about what took place during a 70s late night talk show and its guests and what have you. One of them was like a possessed girl or something like that. Yeah, you can check out what I have to say about this film in a mini reviews vid I did with that Immaculate. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Next at number 4 is Harold and the Purple Crayon. Now, I did a spoiler-free review of this, and I'm glad to see it got some good views. And it was also, well, the first film I did an out of the year reaction vid. I'm going to say it did fine as well. It is a shame this didn't do so well at the box office, but well, I will say I love Zachary Levi's performance. Everyone else in the film was good. I'm going to say this was just so fun. If you haven't seen my review of it yet, check it out. The film is now available to rent or buy on video on demand. If you're unable to do something like that, you can get on physical media when it comes, but it will be coming to Netflix. I think possibly before the year's over with, maybe. But I've been wrong before. And coming in at number 3, here's another film that didn't do so hot. And please don't shoot me for having this so high. That film happens to be Borderlands. Look, I know what you're thinking. Why do I have this high? I liked it. I know it was like the blood and what have you, and I know it was PG-13 rated, but why the hell did you have to hate on this? This film tanked big time, and I can't really say it for y'all, but if you spend your hard-earned money on it, you want your money back on this film, tough luck. In the words of Marcus, the gun salesman, and the guy who drove the bus in Borderlands, I've got one word to say to you, as he says in the game, no refunds. So tough luck. If Eli Roth has done a director's cut of the film, which is R-rated, then I'd say I would be more than happy to see it if it comes around. But let's not jump to any conclusions or something like that yet. But this film put the video game curse right back on us again. But very soon that's going to change. With Sonic the Hedgehog 3, that is. But anyhow, with a great cast in my view, well, can't really complain. Definitely. But at least be thankful this isn't number 1, because coming in at number 2 is Doomed, the untold story of Roger Corman's The Fantastic Four from 2015. Now, this is a documentary film focusing on the Fantastic Four film that would have been released in 1994 but got canceled. But you can find the full movie of the actual full movie on YouTube. But I've only seen it once, and that's been years ago. And you'll probably find on maybe other independent streaming things, not on actual streaming services, not even Disney Plus. But even so, I'm gonna say I like this documentary. It has interviews with the cast and people who worked on the film. So I've got to say I enjoy it for what it had to offer. Maybe someday, mind you, I might rewatch that Fantastic Four film and review it sometime next year for the new movie that's coming up. But who knows? But if Doomed is second and Borderlands is third, what's my number 1 first time watch of August 2024? Well, this is going to be a bit of a shock to y'all. Because number 1 is Uncle Buck from 1989. Yes, I have never actually watched this film completely. I've seen bits and pieces of this film, I do believe, but this is the first time I've watched the film in its entirety. This film is so crazy. John Candy is absolutely funny as the titular character. I know this film recently celebrated its 35th anniversary last month as well, but I couldn't get onto the schedule in time. But mind you, I'll tell you what, I will think of reviewing it later on this year, okay? Maybe in November. Stay tuned and find out. But this film was just so nuts, and crazy, especially for a PG rated film. At least I think this was PG rated. I could be wrong though. But anyway, I'm sorry. I just couldn't resist. But Uncle Buck is absolutely really funny. I really thought this was superb. Okay, and that was done by John Hughes. So That's it. That's my ranking for the first time watches of August 2024. What did you think of this ranking? You can tell me what films did you watch for the first time in August of this year? Please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can give me your top pick, your top 3, or your top 5. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Next time, I'll be bringing to you my rewatches rankings. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films in the top 10. The upper left hand corner is my spoiler free review of Borderlands, which I also did out the reaction, and I gotta say that got tons of views. In the upper right hand corner is my review of Harold and the Purple Crayon, also spoiler free, or go to the bottom left hand corner and see my recent spoiler free review of A Quiet Place Day 1. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.